Do you then believe in a part of the book and disbelieve in the other? What then is the reward of such among you as do this but disgrace in the life of this world, and on the day of resurrection they shall be sent back to the most grievous chastisement? And Allah is not heedless of what you do. 86 These are they who buy the life of this world for the hereafter, so their chastisement shall not be lightened, nor shall they be helped.
Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Sulman Rahim here, Messenger of Covenant, Breaker 7 Seals. I started a broadcast today, July 20th. Every time you think they cannot do themselves, they do. I'm not going to critique the whole thing. I'm going to say a couple of things, just a couple of points. Because the whole thing was messed up. I can just make a couple of points to show you exactly what's happening here. But these clowns, they openly distort, confuse scripture, jump over that clown on the top right. Oh, see how I weave in and out of scripture? What a fool. And says they be sent back to the most grievous because they openly do it. They openly. They don't ever talk about the message of the covenant, which is right there next to Elijah. Never talk about the Arabia, promised land, was right there in the Abrahamic covenant. So they skip right over it. And by doing it, they're calling God a liar. Because that's his covenant, that's his word. That we would leave here after 40 years and go, that's his word. And they say, we ain't going no God nowhere. Anyway, like I said, I'm not going to critique it, bro, because I got some special something to talk to you about. I'm going to take you up to another level. Well, I'm going to talk another level. I'm not sure if you're going to get there. But eventually you have to, or you're not gonna survive, bro. It's just like I keep warning you. Right? The problem is, it's not you can't do it. It's just that you. Well, maybe he's right on that point. You don't have the faith to put the energy in to do it, because you cling to the earth. Afraid you're gonna lose friends. Afraid you're gonna lose this. You're gonna lose that. You gonna friendships, relationships. Children, family, job, fear, because you have energy to do it. So if you're not doing it, it's because you don't either believe it, you don't want to do it, or you're afraid to do it. We'll talk about it more in a little minute.
And whether you like it or not, the new ruler is black. He have hair like lamb's wool, and he has feet like burnished brass.
This example, the madness goes on over here. And they get away with it because it's all fake. And you got fake minds, and you're not thinking, so you accept. Because you want to go along with what's normal. Normally, going along with the in crowd. So you want to be in with the in crowd. Because if you step outside the in crowd, you're in trouble. Because nobody likes you anymore. You're despised. They say, son of man, you'll be despised, hated. And he just tells you right there, he just tells his own mouth. He's not the son of man. Because you don't have brown skin and woolly hair. And telling you Master Muhammad is not either. Because he don't have it either. But they claim that Master Muhammad is, sometimes they claim he is. Move on, brothers. I'm sure another one here. Brothers and sisters, I'm sure another one here.
So long till they don't know the birth record. So they just say from remotest antiquity, this is the house that God used to manifest his wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and power in and through. Where is he now? Wherever he want to be. I'm not going to say I know where he is, but I'm glad his power is everywhere. I think I know where he is. I don't want to say because I could be wrong, but he's wherever he wishes to be. Are we to pray and worship Master Farad Muhammad? You don't worship the flesh of any man because the flesh is going to die. But in that flesh is a wisdom and a power.
We'll just leave that there, brother, sis, because that's enough, right? Now, if you witness a broadcast today, hold on.
I gotta do this.
If you witness a broadcast today, what was that big point? Pray to Master Farad Muhammad. Pray to Master Muhammad. He's going to do all these things for you. Pray. I've been praying to him. He's going to do all these things for you. Just pray to him. Ain't that Farrakhan just say you can't pray to him? It's flesh. But that wasn't that text. See, they get confused in their own, they get caught up in their own bullshit. Farrakhan saying you can't pray, he's flesh. And that's what this clown this day was saying. You got to pray to Master Farad Muhammad. See? Well, let's go back and see, let me finish. I should say the rest of this. Let me go back because there's another point in there I want to make. Right. So yeah, let me go back. I cut it off too soon. I want to make another point here.
So long till they don't know the birth record, so they just say from remotest the house that God used to manifest his wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and power in and through. Where is he now? Wherever he want to be. I'm not going to say I know where he is, but I'm glad his power is everywhere. I think I know where he is. I don't want to say because I could be wrong, but he's wherever he wishes to be. Are we to pray and worship Master Farad Muhammad? You don't worship the flesh of any man because the flesh is going to die. But in that flesh is a wisdom and a power superior to any human being on the earth. So when we look to Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, we look to him. And when he ain't no longer here, the power is going to be here. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he would live a minimum of 400 years, but 400 years ain't no time. He'll be gone. But before he goes, the foundation of what he lays will never be erased from the planet. That's a God. He prays. He prays. He don't pray to himself. You don't say, surely I have turned myself to me. Who does he pray to? He prays in remembrance of him who originated that which he came in. He came in this body. You can't ignore him who originated this. Anyway, it's deep.
It's deep, all right. Deep pile of shit. Nothing makes any damn sense here. And then Master Muhammad didn't pray to anybody. Master Muhammad never said he prayed to anybody. He said he walked 6, 7 hours a night back and forth reciting the Quran. He never said he prayed to anybody. He's to God. Gods don't pray. Oh, this is deep. And he prayed, and he's not praying to. He don't say who he's praying to. He's praying to some mystery. He's not even praying to it. He's praying to the memory of a mystery. Is this guy on crack or something? But if he's on crack, man, I need to find out who his dealer is, man, because whatever he's smoking, boy, whoa, it's off the page. And how can you make any sense of that? Master Muhammad is God, but he prays. So why should we waste time praying to him? But he said you don't pray to him. But the clown today said, no, you got to pray to Master. He ends up the whole thing. Pray to Master. Pray to Master. He's going to save you. He's going to do all this stuff for me. I pray to him. He's going to help you. Just got to pray to him. He said you don't pray to him. So which one is it? This is what Farrakhan said, But his students said, yeah. And he said, man, I'm going to pray. So even if, so the point is, then we should be praying to whoever, but he don't tell you who that is. It's the originator. Remember, for years, the originator, all of a sudden it's Master Muhammad. But who is the originator? He's 72 years dead, 72 trillion years dead. But you ain't praying to him, you're praying to his memory. So what's goddamn memory going to do for you? You're praying to a memory, that's the bullshit going over there. See? And that's what happens if you don't, they put that, they mix that in with Elijah Muhammad's teaching and turn this me teaching into bullshit. And they would do the same thing to angel teaching, and some people would try would actually doing that, and then it's going to happen here. Boys, that's incredible. And the only way you could accept that, even the demons can't accept that. You have to go along with it because they say, I ain't got no other choice, man. It's either that or the highway. So even they know that's bullshit. Anybody got a brain, unless they're insane means you don't store your brain so much that 2 + 2 = 22 to you. Because you don't store your brain, you calculate so much that whatever comes up with you say it's right. Even though it makes no sense whatsoever. Because you have to be totally insane to make sense of this. Master Muhammad is the God, right? And in the power in his flesh, we don't worship him, but you can worship the flesh. I'll move on. I ain't going to try. It's like trying to have a conversation with an insane person. You fool. It's like, like arguing with a dog barking. You barking back at the dog? Who's the fool there?
I gotta do this. Do you mind? I gotta do this. Do you mind? Yes, I'm gonna do something. I don't want to put my brother on the spot. See, this is this. This is something else. Love and faith transcends color. And the reason why we embrace Father Flager as a brother is because we find him on the battlefield of justice, being a true disciple of Jesus. And the last thing I'll say is you'll never call us racist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because this day that we honor
Yes, sir.
Master Fard Muhammad, if you see an image of him, put his image up.
Yes, sir.
That's the man whose father was a black man and his mother a Caucasian. And how many of us have a parent that's a Caucasian or grandparent? It's not about color. It's about our submission to the will of God. And in that we find common ground and unity.
Yes, sir.
So I'm only one shade lighter than you. And Mustafa may be 4 more shades lighter. We a family.
Yes, sir.
Let's stay a family and be a family and love each other as God would have us to love each other. We love you, Father. Happy Savior's Day. Thank you. I had to do that. We love you.
One more time, brother.
You just wait till the Son of Man gets hold of them, that crowd. It says most grievous chastisement. And you have no idea what that is, bro. It says, in your greatest imagination, you can't, right now, I'm telling you, in your greatest imagination, you cannot fathom what's going to happen to those people. It says the most grievous chastisement. That clown, Elijah Muhammad, had a heart attack, a stroke. If he came back and she seen that, that's totally, it's blasphemy. It's totally against everything Elijah Muhammad taught, total spirit, everything. You can't find any scriptures that back that bullshit up. And you can't find any lessons or anything in Message to Black Men, anything that backs any of that stuff, even close. We got tapes that show just totally opposite. And they saying that stuff like, our brother, they ain't devils. See, they was warming you up. Well, we don't call them devils no more. So you can say, okay, okay, they devils, but we're going to be polite. We don't call them devils no more. You see, so some people take that away. Well, okay, we know we're devils. We just want to we'll call them the enemy. That's bullshit too, right? We just told you, no, that ain't what he mean. He means they are not devils. No, we ain't going to just call them devils. They ain't devils because they're my brother. Find me a lesson that backs it up. In a few more days, I'm not talking about years anymore, bro. I'm talking about weeks, months at the most. This year, when he gets hold of that clown, all that crowd there, whew. I'm going to get to main subject in a minute, apocalypse. Let me say one more thing right quick. I keep forgetting to say this, so let me say this out of order here. But most of you out here, I think, because I wouldn't. Now, I love my children. They don't care about me, right? I love my wife without exception. She's me. Like I said, when you come together, you want flesh. She's the other side of me. She's close to me to my right hand. The other side of me. But if she was drinking water and she gave me out of a glass, she gave me the water, She said, I wouldn't drink behind her. Wouldn't do it. Just wouldn't do it. You understand? Maybe some of you would. I wouldn't. I wouldn't drink behind her. And see, when you got a dog in your house, it's the same thing. It's even worse. Because if you would drink, you got it's even worse. Because you got a different biological system in there. And then your immune system has to protect you from it. That means you overtax your immune system, so therefore you wear it out. So therefore then you want, oh man, where I got this tumor from? Where I got this cancer from? You see, because you ran out your immune system because it's got to fight, got to protect you from what's normal stuff around you, and plus from the biological system, because they have a different biological system. So you got to protect you from it. I mean, mine's overactive. I almost died 3 times in my life because of dogs. I didn't until I realized I was allergic to them. I was about 4 years old. A neighbor gave me a dog called Belle, black cocker spaniel, and they put me in the hospital. Damn near died. They said they had to rush to the hospital. Doctor, I got 15 minutes left. I've been dead. I had a severe case of pneumonia, whatever. And nobody connected with the dog. The dog got hit by a car while I was in the hospital. Nobody made a connection. They don't know happen again. And when I had my contract in business, we used to go out to different meetings and stuff like that there, right? And I'd ride somebody's car and I'd come back, I'm sick as hell. Because they had dog hair in their car. I didn't know that. I didn't know I was allergic to it. Until I moved to Florida back in 94. And we had a house in a backyard and everything. And my daughter, she wanted a rabbit. I got that rabbit and I had a contract at the telephone company. And man, I got so sick, I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything. And then the woman that was running the thing, right, she said, whoa, well, you can work from home. And that was even worse, because now I was there, I damn near died. I literally crawled to the hospital. I got there, and they did all kinds of tests, couldn't figure out what's happening on. I got me some what do they call this stuff, what else do they shoot you up with, and I got home and I was okay for a day. And I guess I'm back there and they kept on. So they kind of kept asking me questions. Stuff that we isolated down to when I started getting sick, right? And it was. I said, well, I got sick at a certain time, and I realized that's when I got those rabbits. And that's how they found out. I was about 50 years old at the time. Oh, I was that close to death. And so the doctor told me, I said, well, man, what am I going to do about it? He said, it says that I got a defective immune. He said, no, I got a very powerful immune system. He said, well, allergies are good for you because it's your body protecting you. Your body's protecting you from all this environmental stuff that you're dealing with. You're dealing with stuff all the time. If you get a microscope, look at your hand, you find stuff crawling over your body. If you look at the microscope, you might want to look at a microscope again. So he says, I'm protected, right? He said, I have a very strong one. He said, that's why I got all these allergies. And I can't afford, I had tons of allergies. I was sick, everything was bothering me. But he said, that means because you got a very powerful immune system. So I'm just telling you, I mean, point out to you, do whatever you want to do. You get a dog in your house and pets in your house. And then you run around talking, well, I got this too much, but don't. Because it's against you overtax your immune system. You're overworking it. Plus eating 3 meals a day, and your immune system kicks in. Your what do you call it? Not your immune system, but your what should I call it? Your healing. Your immune system. Your healing process. It goes to a healing cycle, but it happens between meals. Between meals. Because while you're eating, then it's busy trying to deal with all your digestion, all your food and all that kind of stuff, protect you from all that. But then when your body rests, not eating, then it gets to a healing cycle. If you eat 3 meals a day, your healing cycle is almost non-existent. So therefore, you get sick all the time and everything else. If you eat 1 meal a day, that means now you got 8, 10, 12 hour healing cycle. So your body start healing, from all the stuff that you're dealing with every day. If you want me every other day, then hell, you got a whole 24 hours. So that's your call. I'm just here. I'm gonna give you information, bro. So I ain't force you with anything. I ain't even tell you anything. I'm just gonna give you information. I don't even call it telling because it's like, you're almost like pushing on somebody. I thought I've been meaning to say that, and I just keep forgetting. So I just throw it out there. And quiet for the storm. This is the storm. Now that clown said today, did you hear him? If Farrakhan told us about the war in the Middle East, and then he went quiet. That's a goddamn lie. He never mentioned a war in the Middle East. He said Armageddon 3 years ago was started, and it's going to pass all over Europe and all this stuff, right? And he talking about, well, why you need Armageddon? That was 3 years ago. You seen the Armageddon? You seen Armageddon anywhere? He never mentioned anything about no war in the Middle East, just like the COVID thing. He didn't mention anything until 7 months later in July. Then he comes out, he know all about it. It's been raging ever since the beginning. Oh, well, it didn't even start until March. Because then he wanted to find an excuse why he didn't mention it during so-called Savior's Day in February. Because, hey, it just started that in March, so that's what we didn't know about that. February was a goddamn lie. Everybody knew about it in January. The goddamn lies. So just go check what he said. He said, oh, well, it didn't start until, nobody knew about it until March. No, he knew about it in January because I was talking about it in December. I got videotapes I do have. We're talking about it in December and January, explaining it and said it wouldn't have any effect on us, the original people. Man, nobody knew about it until March. Because all he did was talk about Kobe doing so-called Save Day. Kobe, remember Kobe died? But Kobe, that's all he talked about. He mentioned anything about COVID, yet it was raging. And then another thing about that too, he says, well, come out from my people, right? So you gonna take her plagues. So all you gotta do is come out. Don't leave here. Just come out her names. Come out her religion. Come out her holidays. Ain't that what he say? Ain't that what he's saying over there? That's what it means. No, it means to get the hell out of the country. He says, and then so we won't be. How can so many of his goddamn people die from COVID? They came out. They was with him. He's his Messiah. They came out. They wasn't in their holidays. They wasn't in their names. They came out. So how come they got COVID killed their ass? See, all this shit just breaks down. It just falls apart. If anybody's got a brain left, but if your brain's all distorted, plus you got your devil's mind, then anything, you'll eat shit. And a lot of you are eating shit. What do you think chitlins is? And don't tell me you ain't, because they're still selling at Walmart, and white folks do not, Caucasians do not eat chitlins. Because they know what it is. They fed to you, they don't eat it. You never see any Caucasians eating any chitlins. So who's Walmart selling it to? And that's what it is, shitlings. And they think it's so stupid, they took the S off and put a C there, and so I call it chitlins. And all you gotta do is go wash it and cook it, and you see the shit floating on I seen it, because my father would eat that stuff before he started converting. When I was growing up, chitlin was a big thing. I'm 76 years old. Don't tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. So you're still eating it, and that's why eating that shit Farrakhan feeding you. And, and God's with him. Was with him when they blow his ass. They blow his ass up with those radiation pellets. He's cursed because he's robbing the nation. He's rich. He had to produce an air he revived the nation. No, he has not. We're going to show you that in a minute. See, because he said he revived the nation, right? Ain't that what he said? Ain't that what he said? He revived the nation. Okay, let's see what he has to say about it. This is what he says. I'm just showing what he says. Remember, he said Matt Fromets, right? He said, my son of man. Man's warhead. Well, that proves right there that's not Matt Fromets, and that's not him. And then he says, Matt Fromets praise. You can't worship him. But they say that's what the fool said Sunday. Yesterday, they said that's it. This morning, we got to pray to Master Muhammad. So let's see. We're going to get to that in a minute, right? But see, he says, hearts, men's. Well, I'm not going to talk about this enough, right? But you need to really pay attention to this thing. It says, men's hearts forever feels looking at those things coming upon the earth, how's heavenly shaking. That's the war. He never said a goddamn thing about the war in the Middle East. They said he went quiet. Yet, it's really just darkness right now. He's supposed to get home and all that stuff, right? We're not home, we're here, right? He's supposed to be the guide. We all still, when the darkness comes, his light goes out. God told him, no sin. What the hell we need him for then? This is what you need him when you need a flashlight when the light goes out. That's what you need it for. So now the light goes out. He said, well, I'm not going to turn on. God told me, don't. So what the hell then we've been keeping you around for? We've been maintaining your ass for? Well, you keeping this flashlight around, maintain it and everything else, keep batteries in it. And when you need it, the damn thing don't come on. See, I mean, this shit don't make any damn sense. Because he don't know. That's why he's saying, he never said a damn thing about the war in the Middle East. Nothing, zero. Show it to me. Just show the tape where he said it. That's what he said today. Show the tape where he said it. And I'll shut up. Never said anything about no war in the Middle East. That I've been saying, because I call him a liar. When he said a thing about Armageddon, I said, no, you're wrong. I said it's going to be the war in the Middle East. That's going to trigger everything. I said it back then. I got a taste to prove it. I said, no, you're wrong. It's not Armageddon. Armageddon is a European war, and that's going to be triggered by the war in the Middle East. Very clear, not watch the weather stuff. Just before there was a war in the Middle East. And I got to tell you about the abomination of desolation, which nobody even calling me right now. It's happening right before your eyes. And the only one calling is myself. And I warned you that's coming. I got a tape to prove it. And see here? Now, out of his mouth goes a sharp sword. With smite the nations, it's a mind war. So how he smite the nations, not with atomic bombs, not with swords, not with guns, not with knives, with the word come out of his mouth. So that's where he's going to smite the nations so we can rise up and everything. That's what the war is all about. That's what the war is all about. Smiting and to take down nations with the word. That's why I always send prophets and messages, not with guns and stuff, with the word, because that's the most powerful thing, because it's a mind war. So if that's the case, when it is the case, then Farrakhan just gave up. He said he just disarmed. He said, I ain't gonna say nothing. So he just disarmed. Oh, I'm gonna drop my weapons, man. We give up. Because he said he ain't say anything, so he ain't at war. So now the enemy's at war because they talking 24/7. So they're attacking us and we just gave up. See? You see the bullshit? People, if he's the one, he should be out there talking and explaining everything, fighting, putting that word out there. Because he don't know a goddamn thing. Because he with them. See, if you had a turncoat general, and when the enemy start firing, he said, hey man, let's give up. Let's give up, man. Because he with them. He said, hey, go drop your weapons, man. And then find out and say, take you and lock you up and put you in concentration camp, that the general was really undercover, was working for them. That's what he's saying. He said, give up. We ain't fighting. Because he said, told him be silent. That means that's his weapon. So that means we ain't fighting. But devils, you see him, you see the news meters, the news state, all this stuff, you see him quiet? They go on 24/7. They going hard than never. So they firing and we stop firing. See? The general said, hey man, I ain't firing no more. Told me stop, man, just give up. Same thing for the word. Remember, in the beginning was the word. Words with God, but he said, no, I ain't got no word anymore. God told me to shut the word up. Don't say anything. See, that's why I tell people, you can easily shut this crap down. Easily. Easy. Easy. Move on. The garden. Okay, let's. Adam. See, Eden is America's Eden. See, the preachers tell you, oh, Eden's in the east. That's not what it says. It says Adam was put in eastward of Eden. That means the eastern side of Eden. He said Eden was in the east. He said he was on the east side, which is the America, when they came here, they sell the east side, the eastern side, East Coast. All the colonies were on East Coast. See, America's Eden. That's what we all are. We're the tree that they were supposed not to be messed. Let move on, brothers and sisters. I'm not going. Now, pay attention to this closely. It says all these things are Jesus. Jesus spoke to the crowds in parables. He did not speak anything then without a parable. This is very important. Just take it to another level if you can handle it. See, I told you Arabic is the grammar. It's not the language, it's grammar. Their language is just grammar related because they're two-dimensional. See, the way we speak in parables because the angel is a parable. It's more powerful than grammar. Much more powerful. See, because it's spatial. And so what happens is they give you a key, and then you speak relating to that key. And then people understand what you're talking about because it's more powerful. Because you can say few words and say a whole lot. Like I said, picture's worth 1,000 words. Because the parable is like picture language. They don't speak picture, they speak grammar, which is flat. That's why you can't understand the angel. It's mathematics. So when we get home, people will speak that way. That's what's telling you there. And if you can't, if you can't, then you won't know that you won't be able to. I know it's like you know the alphabet, but you don't know how to speak English. I know the alphabet. Okay, you can read what everything says, but you don't know what it means. I can read Arabic. I don't know what it means yet. I can read it because I know the alphabet. If you give me some Arabic, I can read the words. I can read just like you think I speak Arabic. I don't know what the words mean. All right? So that's what I'm saying. So the thing is that you need to have you need the parables. You need to understand the key. And then you speak to that key and people know what you're talking about. And it's more powerful. Because angels, look how powerful. Once you look all the information I get out of the angel in a small little book. Look all the angel. Because when you have that, it's so much information in it. But if you try to do it with prose, they call it prose, you'd have a whole library full of books trying to explain all this stuff. It's a whole different way of speaking. And angels is like a primer to get you going. I told you it's like a gym. It's get you start thinking and speaking that way. I can't speak you angel because you don't understand what I'm talking about. That's what it said. He only spoke parables. Not speak anything then without a parable. So what he's saying is he spoke to me in angel language. That's what the book we got is the angel. It's angel language, all parables. And you don't understand it because you speak on a grammar level. See? I open my mouth in parables. I proclaim things hidden since the foundations of the world in parables. And that you got to learn to speak that. That's the language. If you can't speak it, then you'll be out of it. Nobody understands what you're talking about, and you won't understand anybody talking about. You'll be left out. Like you come over here and you speak in Greek or something, nobody knows. You won't be able to communicate. You won't be able to get anywhere. You have to learn to speak the language of the place to be successful. That's what it says. If you want to be successful, you have to learn to speak the mathematical language. That's what Master Farrakhan is telling you. But you see, I keep telling you, you can't speak angel. That's like the kindergarten level. If you can't speak it, then you're gonna be an idiot. Nobody's gonna be able to understand what you're talking about. You ain't gonna understand anybody. You ain't gonna understand what anybody's talking about. Because the angel right now is the language. It's the beginning. It's like the kindergarten. It's the beginning of the language that we're gonna speak when we get home. I'm gonna show you, give you an example in a minute. Another example. You see, in this case, you get a key. And then they speak all these things a key. So first like a lion, next like a calf, next like a face. When you run the calf, you see all those things. You see, then you realize who the Sunnis are, who the jinn are, who the saint is. Once you understand it, set the key up, and then you start talking. And then you look back at the key and say, oh, that's who that is. That's who that is. That's who that is. Once they don't have the key. So therefore they don't know, they don't understand who dragon is, they don't understand who anybody is. They just talking out of their mouth. You know, jinns, shaitan, they have no idea. Let's move on, brothers. I'm going to keep this short. Now watch this. See, I'm talking about this, and I'm gonna show you something special on this. You think you're in the garden while there's yet before you the lack of fail those who passed away before you. The stress and affliction befell them, they were shaken violently, so the messenger and those who believed with him said, when help will I come? Now, sure help or not, it's not. Now, look at this. You think we're in the garden. Who's the garden? See, you ask yourself a question. Well, the garden is, that's where you want to be. Where your nature is. That's like a fish, you want to be in the water. See, that's your garden, you want to be in the water. A bird, you want to be in the sky. But something's keeping you from being there. Something's keeping you from being there. Or you would just be there. But it says, why? And it says, you would think you're in the garden. See, that's where you want to be. You want to be your paradise. Because paradise is where you are in sync with nature. And everything's like you want it. That's paradise. Right? Not like someone else want it, like you want it. So you think you're into God, but you ain't entered. You're not there. Right? And while yet before your lack with fellows passed before you, stress and affliction befell them, they were shaken. Something preventing you from getting in the garden. See? And the case here is a threat. See, because if you want to get there, this is what you have to go through. It's a threat. You got to break. That's what's threat there. Why he's not? Because you think you were God, but there's a threat. Because this will happen to you if you. This will happen to you if you try to get into the garden. It's a threat, right? Before you lack for a stress, affliction, and something, they were shaken violently. Okay? So if you try to go, you're gonna face that. It's a threat. See, when you look at this properly, then the help of Allah is nigh. So that means you have to go. You have to still go through that. Then you have to get Allah's help after you go through that. See, it's simple if you think about it. You want to go to the garden, so it means you someplace that you're not in the garden, but you want to go to the garden because you know it's your place that's against your nature, and there's a threat that's keeping you there. Because if you want to go, you want to come here, you're gonna have to go through. I'm a threat. I'll blow your damn brains out if you try to. It's a threat. So if you try to go, this is what I'm gonna do to you. Remember, I told you about. I tell you, personification. We personify everything so you can take and understand how things. We personify it so you can see it. That's why made a personification about Holocaust, the devils, so we can see the consequence instead of it's just been a nebulous thing. You understand? So therefore, you look at it. See, you don't pay attention. You don't read these things. Understand it. There's a threat. If you went to the garden, this is what you have to go through. So that's a threat. If you understand personification, it means somebody's going to be threatening you to keep you out of the garden. That means they're keeping you under their control. And if you try to go, they're going to threaten you. They'll threaten you with this. But you got to go, and they will, and then, and help Allah is nigh. That part that's what actually gets you to the garden. Because you got to go through this. If you went through this already, one thing left now is to get into the garden. You already went through that. Does that make sense to you? Just look at it. See here? Here we are right here. Let me just enlarge this. This is simple to me, but nobody has caught it because you know the way y'all think. Because you ain't thinking. But if you read it, I show you how to read that. It's very simple. If you ask questions, what's preventing me from getting to the garden? Oh, well, who's causing that? Who's going to put that affliction on me? I mean, affliction. I mean, it's going to come the air. It's come from the weather. Who's going to put that distress on me? That means somebody's going to be doing that. That somebody's keeping you out of the garden. They keep you under their control. So why is that? Okay? So here you are, the top left corner right there. That's you. But you want to be over here in the right, back in the garden, right? And really right there, there's a threat. Okay, you want to go there, you want to. I'm threatening you. If you try to go, you're going to whoop your ass. That's the threat in the middle to keep you from going. Otherwise, you just went. You understand? Let's move on. So here it is right here. Uh-oh. Here we go. Hold on, brothers and sisters. I knew I always skip something. Oh, no, hold on. I got to pass that. Okay. I had something else I wanted to show too. I don't know what happened. Let me try to find it real quick. Oh, it's right there. Okay, that's all right. Where's it? Okay, here. 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 Okay, there you go. I got it right. Okay, here we go. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Okay, go. Now remember, I said, here you are. You want to be here in the back of the garden. They're saying, yeah, yeah, okay, you try it. They're going to keep you from getting. Why would they want to keep you? Because they benefit from you somehow by keeping you out of the garden. You benefit to them. Otherwise, why would they do it? Some benefit to you. Benefit to them. Because if you leave the garden, if you leave, so in other words, you in their garden. See, because you're making heaven for them. See, I try to get you to understand that. That's Holocaust about us being slaves. We made heaven for them. So who's in hell, make it heaven for them. So if we leave, they make back in their hell, we take our heaven with us. You understand that? They don't want you to understand these things. Okay, so go on. So then here you go. Now, see, you want to go and now you're trying to get back to here. So now you become a exceedingly great army, like I told you, right? And they threaten you, we'll beat you, we'll kill you. That's an affliction because you want to get back here. See? And so you got to go through this. Remember, you got to go through that. That means that's tribulation. So what's the help of Allah then? If you have to go through that, He's not helping you in that case because you got to go through that. So He's helping you what? To get home. So after you get it, then He's giving you a transportation. That's the help of Allah to get you out of there. But you got to go through. If you read that, that's what it says. You got to go through a tribulation. You got to go through the stress and everything else. That's tribulation. See, this saying the same thing I've been saying about everything else. It's right there in that little parable. I tell you, you find these verses and they all say the same thing. I keep telling you that. Saying the same thing, right? But you can't go in there and interpret them. That little bit of thing right there, look all the information it gave you. Look all the information it gave you. That's where we talk. Because you can say a few words and say a whole lot. But here you got to say a whole lot to say a little, you got to say a whole lot of words to say a little bit of something. It's the opposite with us. I just showed you everything I've been talking about. I showed you that one little verse explains the same thing. Explains it exactly. You got to go through tribulation to get home. And who's going to cause tribulation? Them. That's a threat to kill you, attack you. If you try to be yourself again. And you come together as a succeeding great army to protect yourself. Right? And then, but you got to go through it. But then you still got to get home. That's what help Allah comes to get you back into the garden. You got to learn that language. If you don't learn it, you're not going. You waste your time. That's where we talk. That's where we speak. Angel is to actually. It says only lamb could figure. That's where we talk. Where we speak. It's a mathematical language. That's the language you have to. That's the real language. Said, my people again will speak the pure tongue. They ain't talking about Arabic. That's the grammar. See, I said that, and I said to somebody that speaks any language, they know exactly what I'm talking about. They don't have to go in and spend all the stuff I've been saying. Like I get 2 hours explaining this here. I just 5 minutes to explain everything I just told you in 5. It's a little thing right there. You think you're in the garden? Well, who keeping you out of the garden? Hmm? You got to be afflicted. That's a tribulation. They're trying to hold you here in their garden because they need you here. Otherwise, we'd try to hold you. We make it heaven for them. So now they're going to fight you and torment you, attack you and everything else. Right? So you got to go through that. And then you need Master Muhammad his help, the transportation. Why? Because you got to leave here. Otherwise, what you need him for? So we're going home, not stay here. All that's in that little thing right there. Let's go on, brothers and sisters. Okay. So now, see, he got you back home. He delivered you. As soon as I'm right, the information, everything you need to do it. That's the great army he put together. Protect yourself. See, because if they attack you, you need to protect yourself, right? So he puts together the great army. So you protect yourself, protect his women. And that's how he delivers you. Then you back home in the garden. Now, is that not what I've been saying about in other ways? All the verses say the same thing. And now, a little verse right there just says that right there. And that's a Quranic verse. Explains the whole thing right there. A little verse right there. When you speak that language, you're seeing the great army. Protect yourself. If you attack like that, that's what Scripture says. You're seeing the great army. That's why he's going to provide for transportation. So remember, put the army together. Then you get home. Okay, there's a couple more things, bro. Says I'm gonna close. Go over a couple things I talked about before. So here, another way. This is I've been saying this. I'll show you a simple way. This is a longer way. Because I got to speak in prose, just break it out to the English language, and I got to say a whole lot of stuff to say the same thing. I can show you a little verse right there explains all of this. If you just knew that little verse, you could speak English language, you wouldn't need all this other stuff. Because it tells you exactly what's going to happen here. Okay, we in captivity in some place land's not ours, far away, because we got to be transported back, right? That's what you're a lot for. And we're under threat. That means the condition we're in. Because they be in that condition. And if we try to come rise back into the garden, they're going to try to stop us. In other words, we're in a condition that's not in the garden. We're in a condition they want us in. If we try to come back to who we are, they're going to threaten us. They're going to try to kill us and everything else. So we got to go through that. And how do we protect ourselves? We have to be a sealing great army. And then we need transportation. All right, packed in that little thing. It's like a little seed that, so here you go right here. This is where we were. Right? And then what happened? They beat us. They started beating us. Came in contact with them. They beat us into this condition. Into their garden. Dragged to their garden. Beat us in that condition. Farrakhan says it's our fault. No, they beat us in that condition. Because he wanted them. He wanted to put blame on us. So we feel like we need to stay here and be go along because it's our fault. It ain't their fault. They're not devils. We the devils. They was just helping us out. So now they're happy with us. Hey, bro. We bro now. Hey, bro, how you doing? That's fist bump, man. What's happening in the NFL, man? See, they're happy with you now when they transform you into that. Your nature, they didn't take your nature away, but they got your mind. Got a sister on neck and everything. When they were talking about with his knuckles all naked. Well, look at them. You see them lady walking around with their boy, I see their panties on, even worse than panties. Now they happy with you. See, hey. And you see how some of my people, man, yeah, man, they happy with those names, Jones, James. And they, yeah, fist bump, that's my brother, hey, bro, and they call him brother and all this stuff, right? Because you're in the image they made you. But then you try to come back to who you were. And what happens? Okay. You start coming back to who you were. What happened? Uh-oh, I made a mistake here again. Okay, brothers and sisters. I ain't making no excuses. I don't know what happened here. Hold on. Okay, somehow. Uh, okay. They happy with you now. Go, hey, bro, do your job. Everything right. You see how people with them? They're all over them. But they tell you, I don't like niggas. I know. My brothers, yeah, man. They tell you, well, yeah, but they all fist bump with them and talk to me. I'm like, oh, they got us all messed up. They got that's their minds. That means if you got their mind, that means you love them. If cats and dog land, and the cat get dog's mind, he's gonna hate cats. He's gonna love dogs, even though he's a cat, because he got a dog's mind. So they give us their mind, so we hate ourselves and love them. I see black folks walking around like I see black women do it. They see a devil with a baby. Oh man, baby's so cute. Boy, he's so cute. They see a black baby, no one say nothing. Like, where you get that thing from? You don't tell them the truth. But you see it your own self. You pay attention. And black women are the most beautiful things. They are the definition of beauty. I can't see how anybody would want one of them other things. But if you got a devil mind, I guess you would. Original woman is the definition. That's beauty. She's the definition of beauty. Without her, there would be no such thing as beauty. She's the definition of beauty. She brought beauty into the universe. She is beauty. She's the definition of beauty. And those are all things of the imitation. Why would you want the imitation when you got the original? Imitation is never as good as the original. Never. You ever anybody, somebody sing a song, man, the song is blasted. Oh wow. Anybody come and try to sing it over again, never sounds as good, does it? Never does. I don't care what it is. They try to bring, I think it's one song that sounds almost as good as the first one. What's that one? What's his name? Luther Vandross. He did A House, Not a Home or something. I think Dionne Warwick did it first. He did a male version, so I guess he can get away with it. But otherwise, man, they try to, it just doesn't come across. Why would you? Imitation is never good as the original. They're all imitations of us. That's called mankind. Don't just say that. See here? Now, see, now you're on attack because you're trying to get back to who you really were. So you got to see the great army now. You understand? So now you're back on the attack. They beat you to get you in that condition. Let's go back on to it. Let's go back. Right? How are we getting this condition? This is where we were originally. This is where we were originally. Okay. I'm telling you, every time I see a original woman, boy, ooh, it just does something for me, I tell you. Man, ooh, it's so beautiful. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Ooh. Now, I was married to a Arab woman, but they are half sisters. Right? Yeah, but she was real light, almost white. Right? And, I don't know what madness drove me to do that, but I did it. That didn't even work out. But she was it. She is original. I don't deal with devils. Never have. Never will. So here we are. Now they beat us into this condition. They beat us in this condition. And once they beat you in that condition, then they want you to stand. They accept you now. They call you bro. Everything accept you now because as long as you stay there. And the laws is to protect that because their laws is to protect, keep you in that situation. Because if you start getting back, also you're breaking laws now. And that's now you in jail and everything else. They all these different ways to keep you in that condition. So then you're acceptable. Right? But then you try to get back to your original place like you was originally. Now you got to be an army because they're attacking you. You got to come together as an army to fight back. Protect yourself. They'll kill you. You better get back to you better get back to where you was. That's they're going to attack us. Except when they attack us, what? We become a seedy great army. That's when they attack us. You see the pattern? Yeah. See? They attack us, man. Beat us, shoot us, anything. Keep us from why see the great army. That means it's a fight, it's a war going on, a fight. Doing them is doubly done to you. So fight going on there. Right? War going on. So doing them is done to you. See the great what's your army for? Battle. Right? Okay. Hold on. I don't know. I had this three. I don't know what happened here. I just want to do it right. So I said what I had to say, but I'm still going. What happened here? I have no idea what happened here. Why is that like that? What happened here? Oh. Oh, because I said it here. Okay, well, I need to say it both places. I need to say it both places. So now they attack you. You know. Remember this same thing I was excuse me. Then turn it back on. Same thing I was saying before, but this is the longer version. If you say it's a parable, like I said, it's easy to say it. Well, otherwise, you got this is a longer version. If I go and just try to without the graph and everything, it's even worse. Trying to show you, brothers and sisters. It's saying the same thing I've been saying. It just wraps up our whole situation, don't it? And it reveals who Farrakhan is, doesn't it? See what I'm saying? It reveals who he is because he's saying, no, we're going to stay here. That means we're going to stay. Because remember, that's the whole purpose to keep us here. The threat is to keep us here. And we're fighting, we ain't going nowhere. And we ain't building up any, we're going to have 6 days. Oh, is he building anything? No, we're going to stay here. And we're going, and they are brothers. Remember, Aaron says he's going to turn the hearts back to Egypt. That's what Aaron did. They spoke today about Moses. They spoke today about the God. They said damn thing about Aaron, did they? Said about Joshua either. What about how can you speak of Aaron? Like I said, if you was losing people and you was in trouble, and people start questioning about what's going on, and you start losing, right? What kind of sermon you think you would give? The preacher was losing congregation. People saying, "Well, I'm not sure about this religion thing." All kinds of. What kind of sermon would you think he would give? The same sermon they gave today. Even Farrakhan, you gotta have faith. You can't listen to internet stuff, and people slander. Wait a minute, why would they talk about slander? See? If he wasn't being slandered, why would they tell you about who's being slandered? Well, if he wasn't being slandered, then That's what he's saying. If we weren't talking about them, then why would they be talking about that? Because you talk about things that's affecting you. See, so they're trying to say I'm slandering Farrakhan because I'm the only one on the internet attacking him. Only one attacking internet, every place I'm attacking them. So they say that's slander. That's slander, slander Farrakhan. I'm just telling the truth on them. They're talking about me. You understand, brothers and sisters? So that's yeah, oh, you gotta hold on to faith. You gotta hold on to Farrakhan. Right? And he's this, he's that. And he said, and it was in defensive mode. And you look at the quality of the quality tells you all about it. What's the quality of the defensive mode? The quality of it. The quality is, hey, Farrakhan's under attack, but you got to hold faith. You got to hold on to him. He's doing this. He's the one. He's this. You see? You got to endure, persevere, hold on no matter what. Why you got to hold on if you ain't no problem? If you got a kid that's obedient, you have to teach the kid. You got to be obedient. You got to talk about be obedient. If your kid's obedient, you have no problem. We don't need to talk about it. It's not a question. But the child is disobedient. Then you talk about, hey, you got to start talking about, you got lecture. You got to be obedient. You got to do this. You got to do. You see what I'm saying? So that means you got a disobedient child. Because if you talk about a child, if you got an obedient child, you don't have a conversation with anybody about disobedient. Because you talk about, hey, man, my child's obedient. You talk about obedient. But if you got disobedient, then you talking about, hey, see what I'm saying? So the conversation today was trying to defend Farrakhan. So that means he's under attack. Who's attacking him? I mean, it's working. You see it? That damn place, damn, we didn't have food today. You're losing people. It says he was consumed with spirit of his mouth, not with machine guns, not with atomic bombs, with the word. Keep telling you, this word is the most powerful weapon in the universe right now. It's designed for this season, for this enemy. Now, see, they attack you now. You can't. You army. You ain't going. You're not going. You ain't going in that garden. You ain't leaving here. You ain't leaving us. You'll keep creating a prize for us. Okay? Beating, shooting, anything. And then Master Farmer gets to know he provides the guidance for you to get back home. He provides transportation. So he provides guidance, transportation, and right, you go to tribulation, you get back home. Simple as that, brothers and sisters. Okay, let's go to this next thing here. Now, a couple of things I close. See, now I talked about this before. See how they play games with you. Okay? That's us in the fields. Now against that house, that would have been a mansion back when we was in the fields. If we did a house like that, would have been a mansion because we didn't have anything like that. We didn't have a house. We have a bathroom. We had a toilet. We had none of that. They locked us up in the room at night. The whole family. You go to the bathroom. You're on top of each other. No mattress, nothing. On the floor. And it wasn't no floor. The floor was the ground. I know because I talked to my great granduncle and all of them. Lived in North Carolina, and he used to come tell me, why you ask me stuff? I asked you to talk about this stuff. I was curious. And he showed me. He had to show me where because he was living in this little white house. It was about big as that thing right there, maybe a little bigger. He was living in there. He said, well, that was Master's house. I said, really? I said, where'd y'all sleep at? And then he showed me this little shed thing, wasn't no bigger than a small bathroom. He said, they locked us up there at night. The whole family. That's where we lived at. And then what? Now, without the bottom line, I want to go through this quickly. I tell you about money, and I can talk a lot about money, but you understand it. Money is an illusion. So the point is, they come and say, "Hey, boy, see, I'm gonna pay you now. I'm gonna give you $1 an hour now. I'm gonna give you a salary. So now you can pay for that shed that you're living in. You can pay for that mule, to maintenance that mule that you got to get you back and forth to the fields, right? And you pay for your own food, your own clothes, right? See? And so now you got enough to work. You work 8 hours, maybe you make $1 an hour. 8 hours. That's enough to cover that, right? And he said, "Well, yeah, hold it, no, man. It cost me $16 to cover that every day. $16 to cover it every day. I only make $8 a day, right? So I can't do it." So then you said, "Well, okay, I got to work 16 hours then." See, now you're back in the fields as much as you working before, as hard as you working before. And the slave master will make sure you work that hard because before you get paid, he's a taskmaster. But now you say, "I'm free, so I'm getting paid." See, I can buy my own house now. I can buy my own mule. I can buy my own clothes. You see what I'm saying? The psychology of it? That's the mind they gave you. And they've been playing games with your mind. So now you're working 16 hours to pay for that stuff, right? Then you realize, well, yeah, but I still can't buy enough food and stuff, right? I'm still working 16 hours, as much as I was working before. And slave master still make sure I work hard, or he ain't gonna pay me. If he pay me, I can't have this stuff. They were giving it to me before, right? So then what happens? Okay? So what happens? I ain't making enough. See, they control how much this stuff is worth. They know exactly what they're doing. They control how much it's worth so they can get the result they want. But now the only thing is they're just telling you free. They're giving you, so you're still the same situation. They're just playing with your mind. So then you say, okay, well, only we can make means meet us, we got to do this. Bring my wife out here. Now she got to work 16 hours. Now we can pay all this stuff off. That's exactly what you was doing before. But now you say, I'm free, man. I'm paying. I get. See what I'm saying? So look at this. Here you go. Now, modern day. That's the plantation, plant, right? You're working there. You're doing this now, right? You got your mule, your car to get back and forth to your little rag, your house that you, right? And you got a supervisor there to make sure you're working. And so you make enough, how much money paying you? You got to pay enough money to pay this stuff off? Oh, I ain't making enough money. I got to have 2 jobs or I got to work 16 hours a day. I got to put extra 4 hours or whatever to get enough to cover this. See what I'm saying? Because they set the prices. So you working your ass off, right? Because my father was a construction worker. He killed himself working. That's five. He actually literally killed himself, worked so hard. He took care of us. Even though no Section 8, none of that stuff. So therefore, okay, so what happens? So I still ain't make enough money. Right? So what happens? Now you got to put your wife. You got her Popeyes, McDonald's. So you make ends meet, pay your credit card, your bills and stuff. It's the same thing. But now you see, I ain't a slave, I'm an employee. It's just like chitlins and shillings. Or you just change the C off of there. So they're still paying you, still same thing. It's just industrial world now. It's the same thing. And then they tell you, well, you're not a slave, you're an employee. You're still a slave. And that car is the mule to get you back for work, because 9% of that car is to get back and forth to work, ain't it? And she in there working Popeyes, so she ain't home with the kids. She home, and if you got kids, then you got bigger problems. How you make enough money to take care of all this stuff? Then you're in debt. Same thing. That's what Harriet Tubman said, that she could have freed more slaves, and they knew they were slaves. So if you didn't realize you're a slave when you're in the field, you don't realize it now. You're still a slave here. We wasn't like that when we came here. We created all the creatures, birds, and all of them are free. But we created freedom for everybody, but we don't have free ourselves. We were free when we came here. We was the freest people on the planet. We weren't savages running around in the jungle. We had cities, Timbuktu, Cairo, all those different places. The best cities in the world. Best educated in the world. Cairo was the most, Timbuktu was the most sophisticated university on the planet. People all over the planet came there to be educated. The people that was in the jungles, they called jungles, they was in the suburbs. Just like the people in Appalachia, they live in the suburbs, right? Would you say that represent America? There's bullshit on every level. And you're buying it. And the demons are there to keep your mindset here, because They get close up to you. Like Farrakhan, it follows the devil. So this is his promised land here. He's not seed Abraham. He had no problem. His seed is here, Eden. That's why I want to keep it here. He's got rich off of you. He got rich off of Nation of Islam. You know, he's a millionaire, and his son's, his dumbass son's a millionaire. How do they get millionaires? They don't have been same place. They robbed the nation, just like it said. They robbed the nation, it says in Malachi. They produced a goddamn thing. It's clear enough, brothers and sisters. See, promised land, seed of Abraham. It says it right there, but how can he never mention it? Because it ain't his promised land. Promised land was Eden, America for them, and we was supposed to come over here and serve them. Abrahamic covenant. But then they afflicted us. And here's their seed of Adam. That's why Farrakhan wants to stay here in Legion. Don't make me lead a country. Louis Eugene Grounds, NOI backwards. That's what Legion means. That's him. Don't make me lead a country. It's a demon. Half man, half demon. Half man, half devil. This is their promised land. That's why I don't want you to leave. He ain't leaving. He can't go there because he's seed of Adam. He follows the devil. Now I'm going to close out, brothers and sisters. This is going to happen in a minute when our people wake up. And they'll be playing. Hey, brothers and sisters, I'm just going to give a short response. Someone asked me about capitalism. I'm going to get a short answer here. Now, if you look at capitalism, that term wasn't used as now before slavery started. So it was the economic system that was supposed to describe slavery, and we were the trading. We were the product that was. We was the product, not gold. Us. That's what Wall Street. Wall Street was a financial center, and the trading commodity was slaves, because Wall Street was a slave trading center, right? That's what they called Wall Street. United slaves along, right, along the wall. That's where it came from. Take my word for it. Check it out. That's where that's come from, right? So capitalism is maximum profit, minimum overhead. Maximum profit, minimum overhead. But it's slavery by definition. Because if you pay somebody what they're worth, that means you wouldn't make a profit. So if somebody tells me go out there and they make, say, insurance salesman or whatever, they're going to make $1,000 for you, and you pay them $200. $100. Okay, well, but they made 1,000. It's slavery by definition. And so if you had to pay them anything, it means you make the most profit. And that's what slavery is. That's the maximum thing. So they took and they gave us nothing. They made us eat shillings. They gave us nothing. And they worked the hell out of us. See? And remember, this idea that system didn't come in, right, as we know it, until slavery started. They call it capitalism. They didn't call it before that. So it's a system of slavery. Now, the thing is that that's not a system we had before we came here. See, we had a system, one system was like bartering. But the bottom line is, and I'm going to give a basic thing, I'm going to detail here, I got a presentation that explains this in detail. But you understand how the universe works. All the energy out there, the crowd tells you, and even the devils tell you, the so-called the Big Bang, all the energy out there used to be here. And then, so in other words, it got less energy here. So it got to the point for 12,000 years called point energy deprivation. We have low energy, right? Energy deprivation. It's a 12,000 year period with very little. So that means you start having deserts, right? Solar caps, because the Earth got cooler and cooler and cooler, right? And so now we're coming out of it. So think about it. Now, it says it's momentous in heaven, earth, but come of a sudden. Anybody knows physics means the earth had to be the center. So as the universe now, in 50-year periods, in 50 years we get an energy wave back, and it started back in the 1860s where we started being energized. Came out of slavery. We still slaves, but we broke the chains. 50 years later, right? Eurocentric. 50 years later, right? Black and I'm proud. 50 years. The music coincides with that. Right? So we get more energized. Every 50 years. So just think about it. So if all the deserts are gone and everything is producing and you got plenty of food, everything else, why would you need to work for anybody? You see what I'm saying? If you have a situation where there's not much food and everything else, somebody controls it, then that's how your capitalism, because they say, okay, you want some of this food, you got to work for me. Because you don't have, see, you got deserts, then I got deserts. That's why animals put here in America, America was preserved, because they have plenty of food and stuff here, and they control all the world. Say, sanctions, you got to do that. I tell you to do whatever you want this. That's what it is. So capitalism is a system designed, the economic system that you'd have, energy deprivation. A simple way of looking at it is if you got a bunch of islands, and all the islands, all of a sudden there's famine, but the main island, there's food there. So then you go to the main island, you go, hey man, we need some food. Oh yeah, okay. Remember, because Earth is, you got to force the food to come out. Before you didn't have to do that, because it's just grew everywhere. So why would you have to work for anybody? It's paradise. But we still in deprivation, not as much as we used to be. Right? And all the nations are rising now because it's getting more energized. That's why America's in trouble. But the point is, you got that island there, right? And the island, and so they said, okay, if you want some food, you got to help farm. See what I'm saying? So they control, and you got to work for them to get the food. You understand? That's what capitalism is. The short answer. But I got presentations explaining the whole thing in detail. We didn't have capitalism before we came here. We was doing fine. Remember, Europe was a basket case. They was eating. It was a basket case. There was sickness, disease, war, nothing. Everything there. It was prosperous. China was prosperous. All the they came out of there, to take what everybody else had. See, they're the capitalists. And it's by energy. Remember, maximum profit, minimum overhead. That means the more they can get. It's a symbolic relationship, symbiotic relationship. We was in the fields, right? We was making biscuits and cornbread and wine and tea and all that stuff for them, right? Making heaven for them. And what was they? They were eating that and producing shit, and they would give us shit to eat. The symbiotic relationship, if you understand that, it's like plants and people. We breathe out carbon dioxide, breathing oxygen. The plants do the opposite. If they leave, if plants all die, we die. If we all die, the plants will die. Because we need each other. And so that's the bond they built for us here. Right? Because we build heaven for them, and they gave us a shit. And we take the shit and keep building heaven for them, and they kept giving us the shit. Now, if we leave, now they got number shit. We take the gold with us that we're producing. You understand? That's why we got to leave here. We leave here. We take the gold with us. Now we prosperous. And they get left there with their shit in hell. That's the long and short of it, brothers and sisters. They have a presentation explaining in much detail. Let's get a short version. Assalamu alaikum.